Welcome, fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic peeps, to my channel, Slime and Slashers, where, yeah, we talk about everything from Nickelodeon slime to horror movie slashers, but plenty of stuff in between, including books. Today, it's one of my favorite videos I do every month. It is time, baby, for my TBR video. And for June, I've got a lot of slasher books in the mix. Plus, I'll be picking extra random books at the end of going through my definite reads. I will be picking the random books with my monthly drawing of my TBR game, which is based on flippin' Uno, bitch. Yes, so stay right where you are, grab a little snack, cause man, this TBR is big. And just wait right there, cause right after this short intro, we'll be right back and we'll go through all the books. Welcome back, guys! Before I go through all the slasher books I plan on reading and why I plan on reading slasher books, I will first go through all the books I want to read for different book clubs that I am trying to participate in for June. Alright, first, my own book club, the Midnight Book Society. Every month, I have actually been asking my Patreon members, I spin a little wheel, one Patreon member is chosen, and they get to nominate a book for my public book club. Again, the Midnight Book Society. The book club itself is free and open to the public. We have a public Discord, totally free, and we usually have a live show every month. So I will be releasing the reads for the rest of the year in an upcoming video, but until then, I will at least tell you what June is. And June, we are reading Beloved by Toni Morrison. Now, I've heard that this book is a little difficult to read because of the way it is written. I think it's written in a very literary way, I believe. So luckily, there is audio available, and that is awesome news, because I think sometimes with more difficult books in terms of prose, I think that having an audiobook can help. So I'm excited. I'm gonna use audio as I read along physically, so that should be a freaking blast, and I hope you guys will join me. There will be a discussion area on my Discord, and there probably will be a live show taking place sometime in July, so sometime after the entire month of June is over. Next up, my friend Kelly. I try to participate in either of her book clubs, because she has two. I try to participate in either or both every single month. For June, I've already read the book that she has picked out for her From Hell book club. She is doing The Summer of Stein. Of course, we mean R.L. Stein, bitch! I love R.L. Stein so much. So the Goosebumps book that they are reading, in case you want to jump in, is Welcome to Camp Nightmare. I have already read it. I do suggest reading that one. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of got like a little surprise in it. I had a blast with that one. I read it a summer or two ago. But yeah, if you haven't read it, jump in with Kelly. She's got a public Discord as well, and that's where you can join in on the discussion. She has another book club, as I mentioned. The other one is based on reading indie books, and that one is called Eerie Indies. And for that, I am joining in because I have not read the book. In fact, it's going to be a brand new indie release that will be coming out on June 1st. And it says on Amazon that this will be a part of Kindle Unlimited. So if you have that service, you should be able to read that with that subscription. So the book is called One Hell of a Night by Stephanie Sparks. And this will be my first read of Stephanie Sparks. I did want to read from her this year, so yay, yay, yay. I'm going to read this one, and then I might read more from her that I already own but haven't read. And last but certainly not least, one of my favorite people on earth, Amy from Amy Noel Reads. She has been killing it lately with her book club choices, and freaking June is no different. In fact, June, it kind of fits in perfectly with the vibe I'm trying to go for with June, which is slashers. So she's going to be reading Curse of the Reaper, a novel by Brian McAuley. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. If I'm saying the last name wrong, you guys know I'm bad at pronunciation. It is what it is, and I'm sorry, whatevs. It's not on purpose. I'm just bad at saying stuff. Now, this one, luckily, does have an audiobook. It's a little chunky. This is for Amy's book club, the Dark Hearts book club. You usually have all month to read it. Sometimes you have a month plus to read it, because she'll have a live show video like in the next month. It depends, it varies. And she does have a Discord as well where everyone can talk throughout the month while they're reading in real time, which I love. And again, it's perfect because she picked out a slasher and I want to read slashers, and I will tell you why right freaking now. June is my Patreon only mini readathon. I know a lot of us are kind of readathoned out right now because there's been a lot of readathons, including a lot of readathons that I have been involved in the past couple of months. However, you can't keep me away from a good readathon, and this one is super loose, super fun, and it's just for 2 tiers on my Patreon, the middle tier and the top tier. If you missed all the deets and you are interested in joining it and or learning more, please refer to the video below, which I talk about, you know, what the readathon entails. Essentially, there are prompts that are very, very general prompts, and you complete the prompts to build a little candy corn or corn on the cob killer. And I will make the graphics for everyone at the end and accessorize the graphics with whatever the people earned by completing different prompts. So you can either read slasher books to earn the accessories, or you could read any books just that complete the prompts that earn you the accessories. Prompts are so general. Again, it's really easy to earn them by reading fantasy, by reading romance, by reading anything. It doesn't have to be horror, and that's the good thing. But yes, I'm going to be reading slashers, especially in the beginning of June, in honor of my mini slasher readathon on Patreon. I'm calling it the Killer Corn Readathon because I call my Patreon members Kelsey Corns. So that's why it's Killer Corns, because we're going to make our little corn graphics into slashers, and they're super cute. I'm very excited. The readathon will take place from June 1st to June 11th, so only 11 days. But my TBR, in terms of slasher reads, is way off the wall. Like, there's no way I'm going to read this in 11 days. So I'm thinking I'm going to drag my slasher reads throughout the entire month, which is totally fine. Especially because, let me look at my computer down there. I think only 4 of the books I'm planning on reading has an audiobook, and I'm super reliant on audio right now. So I don't know if I'm strong enough to read without audio, and if I could actually read all these books physically like I'm planning to. But I'm going to give myself all month. If I don't finish it in 11 days, I'll try to spread out my reads, my slasher reads, let's say, throughout the entire month, and I'm going to try to sprinkle other random reads around it after the 11th is over, after my Patreon readathon is over. But these are my hopefuls for the Killer Corn Readathon and beyond. First up, an oldie but a goodie, apparently. I don't know because I haven't read it yet. Joyride by Stephen Cry. This is a super rare book. It's hard to find. I got a deal on freaking thrift books, and I found a copy for cheap. Usually these go for a lot, but I lucked out. It says on the back,
"He waits, he watches, he kills. 9 teenagers enter an abandoned cemetery to celebrate their high school graduation. Before the night is over, most of them will die."
Yes, bitch! I can't wait. This is gonna be a blast. I've heard great things, and I hear that it's a pure 100% slasher, that it feels like you're reading a movie. Next up, I want to read Cover by Jack Ketchum. It's been quite a while since I read a Jack Ketchum book, and I think it's about time I jump back into his work. So I've heard great things, specifically from my friend Crystal over at the channel Fiber Artsy. Check out her channel. She is fantastic, super underrated, super marvelous person. Her voice, it's like freaking chimes from above. I love her voice. I think she is so relaxing to listen to. I love hearing her talk about books, and she's such a very, very varied reader, and I love that about her. So yeah, she has said great things about Cover, and I want to dig in and see what it's all about. Next up, we are doing a special group read, which is optional, on my Patreon for everyone on my Patreon, all tiers. We are going to be group reading My Pretties by Jeff Strand. This is on KU. Also, luckily, there is audio. I don't think that this is a pure slasher because I think there's a killer, and I think he kind of starves people, and that's how he kills them. Anyway, and then I don't know if there's a slasher element in addition or something. I don't want to read too much into it, but I think I might have seen it on slasher lists, and that's why it's on my list since like last year or the year before. But even if it's not a pure slasher, I think it sounds fun. I'm gonna read it. I don't care. Bitch, it is what it is. It's gonna happen. Next, I would like to hopefully read Camp Ghoul Mountain Part 6. This is by Jonathan Rabb, and you can see here on the bottom it says the official novelization. This is kind of like a little joke book. In terms of, it's not a joke, but it's based on a fake movie. So there is no Camp Ghoul Mountain Part 6. So this is a novelization. It's really not. It's a slasher book, 100%. So it said,
"We made their monsters our own. Camp Ghoul Mountain Part 6 is one of the most infamous slasher movie sequels of the 1980s, known for its over-the-top gore effects, bizarre and psychedelic campground killer plot, and its legacy as a lightning rod for conspiracy theories concerning everything from UFOs and alien abductions to 9/11 and a secret cabal at the heart of world power. This book contains a complete authorized adaptation of the infamous cult slasher movie, as well as the secret history of the behind-the-scenes drama and high strange events that inspired the filmmakers, complete with footnotes and autobiographical anecdotes. Camp Ghoul Mountain Part 6, the official novelization, is a love letter to the horror movie boom of the 1980s and conspiracy theories of the 1990s, and perhaps a dire warning of the dark future to come. Who wants to go camping?"
I can't wait. Next up, Virgin Night by Christopher Robertson. This will be my first book by Christopher Robertson. I believe he wrote that book that everyone loves, Cotton Candy Massacre, which is on one of my 23 books to read in 2023 lists. However, I'm saving it for September because I am going to be holding another little mini Patreon readathon, which will be clown, carnival, and amusement park themed in September. Just for 2 weeks, I think about 15 days or so. So I'm saving that specific book for then, for September. But for now, I think my first book of his will be Virgin Night, and I'm super stoked for this. It says,
"Before Valentine's Day, there is Virgin Night, a teen slasher. In the picturesque town of Cherry Lake, the kids aren't all right. Neither is the centuries-old undead slasher that haunts the town, or the all-powerful megachurch with designs of the future. On February 13th, 1998, Virgin Night. These will collide and the town of Cherry Lake will never be the same again."
my next hopeful read is Escape from Happydale. This is The Last Final Girl, book 1, so it's part of a series. And this is actually on KU, but I do end up having a physical copy. But if you're interested, on KU, go ahead, check it out. Here is the synopsis. Stephen King meets Quentin Tarantino. Yes, please!
At the end of every horror movie, one girl always survives the deadly slasher. In this case, Parker not only survives, she turns the tables and dedicates her life to hunting and destroying the monsters that stalk slumber parties and campsites all across the country. 10 years after the horrific events known as the Massacre at Coffin Bay, Parker's world has been flipped totally upside down. She's no longer the nerdy teenage girl who would run and hide from the things that go bump in the night. Now Parker is the thing that goes bump in the night. After years of traveling the country and hunting some of the world's most dangerous slashers, Parker returns home when she hears that Hurricane Williams, the deranged slasher who slaughtered her family, has resurfaced and continued his killing spree. Armed with her trusty chainsaw, affectionately named Aerosmith, she sets out on a path of revenge and redemption.
This sounds freaking badass. Heck yes. Strong final girl who just kicks butt. I'm here for it. Next hopeful on my list is The Con Season by Adam Caesar. I've read quite a few books by Adam Caesar, another slasher book that he's known for, of course, Clown in a Cornfield. I really like that one a lot. I have not read the sequel yet, however, I would love to dig into The Con Season. I've owned this for years, and it's about time I get to it. Seems like a perfect summer read, and actually, it's on KU if you are interested and do not have a physical copy. Here is the synopsis.
Horror movie Scarlet Clarissa Lee is beautiful, internationally known, and completely broke. To cap off years of unquestionable financial and personal decisions, Clarissa accepts an invitation to participate in a fully immersive fan convention. She arrives at an off-season summer camp and finds what was supposed to be a quick buck has become a real-life slasher movie. Deep in the woods of Kentucky with a supporting cast of B-level celebrities, Clarissa must fight to survive the deadly game that the con's organizers have rigged against her. A demented, funny, bloody, and strangely poignant horror novel from the acclaimed author of Tribesmen, Zero Lives Remaining, and Mercy House.
Plus, like I said, Clown in a Cornfield. Next slasher hopeful on my list is Reincarnation, Maximum Carnage, and this is by Ryan Harding and Jason Taverner? I never know how to say things. Why? I don't know. It just is me, I guess. Alright.
You thought it was over. It's not over. He came back. 11 people awaken in an abandoned motel, transported from all over the United States. They have no memory of the journey and no idea where they are or why anyone would take them. Then they find the blood and the heads mounted on stakes. 30 years ago in the town of Morgan, a Vietnam vet embarked on a killing spree that ultimately cost him his life. Then he resurrected to do it again, and again, and again! Morgan has since been evacuated by the government and enclosed by walls 30 feet high to contain the inhuman slayer known as Agent Orange. Now confined to his hunting grounds, the abducted must survive the kill zone, where Agent Orange has traps and weapons stashed all around, an almost omniscient ability to stalk, and lifetimes to perfect the art of butchery with an endless canvas of human flesh.
My next hopeful is Slash by Hunter Shea. This would be my first read by Hunter Shea. I've been wanting to read a book from him forever, and let's just make it in June. Let's just do it. Come on, Kelsey, do it. All right, so this one sounds great.
5 years after final girl Ashley King survived the infamous resort massacre, she's found hanging in her basement by her fiancé, Todd. She left behind clues as to what really happened that horrible night, clues that may reveal the identity of the killer the press has called the Wraith. With the help of his friends, Todd goes back to the crumbling Hayden Resort, now a ruin in the Catskill Mountains. The Hayden may have been deserted, but it is never empty of new corpses. Someone, or something, has been murdering anyone who dares to wander amidst its decayed buildings. What Todd and his friends will find is a killer lying in wait for a fresh set of victims. The Wraith is back, and he is not at all what they expected.
Next up, we've got a very short and sweet hopeful, Brian's Birthday Bloodbath. This one seems like it's short and fun, and yeah, I can't wait. This is not on KU. However, Brian G. Berry has a lot of other books on KU, and he's got a lot of slasher books in general. It's a whole series of slasher books he has on there. And I'm also interested in reading Blood Lanes by him as well, and that one is on KU. So the cover to that one is banging. It's awesome looking. So I'd really love to get to one or the other. We will see what happens. Next up, a book I had on my slasher list last year, in last June, is Abracadaver by Matt Drabble. That is also on KU. I did not get to it last year, hence why it's on my TBR this year. I'm hoping I have better luck completing it. I just had such a big TBR last year. Does this seem familiar? Yes, it feels like deja vu, because history must repeat itself, because I have a huge ass TBR that I don't think I'm going to complete this year either, but a girl can dream, I guess. Another KU book I hope to get to, Camp Slaughter by Sergio Gomez. I think that would be wonderful if I would happen to be able to complete it. It has an audiobook, one of the few that do, so let's go. Let me try to do it. Can I freaking read it? I hope so. And another KU hopeful that I have, it would be my first Judith sonnet. My friend Amy from Amy Noel Reads, just to shout her out again, please, please, please check out her channel. She said I might find it ridiculous and fun and love it. It's called Splattersaurus, a prehistoric horror novelette by Judith Sonnet. So that would be my first one by her, and I think, I don't know, it seems like a zany, fun read to begin with. And last but not least, this is a super hopeful, meaning it's going to be my last priority, because I just read a book by Douglas Borton. So this is Kane, and you could find it on Kindle, but this is like a vintage, awesome horror copy, and it was written under the name Michael Prescott. So if you search for Kane by Michael Prescott, aka Douglas Borton, you will find it on Kindle for like $3.99 or something. Anyway, I'm gonna try. I just read Death Song by Douglas Borton and loved it. It was zany. It was over the top. It was bonkers. It was such a good time. That is why I really would love to get to this one, but if I don't, it's okay. I did read from this author literally just this month, and I'm okay if I don't get to it, but knowing how bonkers his plots are, I think it could be fun. So we will see. Fingers crossed, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm very confident that I'm going to get to it. And before we go to the Uno section of the TBR, I did want to say I'm going to be buddy reading Dearest by Peter Laron with my friend Alex. You could find Alex over at the channel The Bookubus. She is one of my favorite people on earth. I love her. I call her the vintage horror queen. And buddy reading with her are some of my favorite experiences ever, because we talk back and forth using a little voice app, and we discuss what we love about the book we're reading or what we don't like. I am so excited to buddy read this with her. This came onto our radar because our friend Ollie over at the channel Criminally, he talked about how this was an underrated vintage horror gem, and so I'm extra pumped to get to this. Ollie likes it, Alex is looking forward to it, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go! Alright guys, that's all the slasher books. Now it's going to be time to play my Uno TBR game. I'm going to pick 3 cards, and if you don't know how I play this game, I will link the video where I explain the rules below. It's very simple. You guys will get the gist of it if you don't want to go watch the video. Anyway, pick 3 cards, but I'm also going to spin my punishment wheel because I did not finish the TBR that my card game picked out for me last month, which is this month technically. So I did not finish it. I know I'm not going to finish it because there are books that I haven't even picked up that I don't really plan on picking up that the TBR game picked out for me. This is all for fun. The punishment wheel is literally just prompts. It's not like read 10 more books. No, it's nothing like that. It's not adding to my TBR. It's essentially just going to be a prompt that I have to pick a book out that fits. Alright guys, let's spin the punishment wheel first. How about that? Just to change things up. Because I've never used the punishment wheel before. This is my first time. So dun 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 dun, here we go. Click. Okay, we got published after 2015, so that's going to take me a little digging. I will come back at the end, and show you what I chose for published after 2015. Alright guys, sorry for the weird angle, but this is a better way for you guys to see the freaking book cart, which I need to play my game. So, let's freaking shuffle. Alright. First card, dun dun dun. It's always hard to read these. It is a green 9. I'm gonna pick them all. I'm gonna pick 3 cards. Yellow 8. And a blue 1. So 3 different shelves. That's actually pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to pick from the right, the left, and the left. Alright, so right, left, left. Here's the green, because I've got a leprechaun magnet, which represents green on this shelf. Alright, so I said I'm going to start from the right. My right, looking at the book cart from here, is going to be on this side. So we're starting from the right here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh. It's a romance. This is one of the only books that I own that's a romance. It Only Happens in the Movies by Holly Bourne. I do plan on doing a romance reading vlog, not in June probably, but I was thinking in July or maybe in August, but not all love stories are cinematic. Audrey is over romance. While dealing with her parents' contentious divorce, a breakup of her own, and shifting friendship dynamics, she has every reason to feel cynical. But then she meets Harry, her fellow co-worker at the local cinema. He's brash, impulsive, and a major flirt. And even though Audrey tries to resist, she finds herself falling for his charms. But in this funny, insightful, and ultimately empowering novel, love and life isn't what it's like in the movies, right? So, I don't know, it seems kind of cute, that's why I bought it. I bought it because I really love the cover, so I was like, I want the cover, what ifs. Alright, anyway, so this was unexpected. Alright, so I said left blue, and it was going to be 1. So, apparently I'll be reading The Totem by David Morrell. I think he wrote First Blood, so, which of course, that's what Rambo's based off of.
It is waiting, and while it waits, it grows stronger, deadlier. Soon they will run screaming, for their lives, the totem.
Alright, yellow 8 is the last one we have to pull. I had to turn this around, so dun 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 dun. I said left already, so we're gonna go from this side. That's my left when I'm facing the book cart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. I am going to read, and this is what I wanted to read in April, but I didn't get to it. This was Andrew from It Came From the Pages, host rec for Old School April. He was one of my co-hosts, and Jackson is moving the freaking tripod. No, Jackson! I should show you guys him afterwards. Oh, look, now freaking Pinhead's in the shot. Anyway, I am excited to read this. It's a mashup of freaking Star Trek The Next Generation and X-Men. What could go wrong? Nothing, bitch. Everything's gonna go right with this, because I'm excited as hell. Oh, look at this sad-looking pup. There's his leg right by the tripod. Oh, why are you so sad, Jackson? Why? Why? Okay, and for the book that I had to choose that was published after 2015, I chose The Tribesmen, and this is by Adam Caesar, so that's 2 books on my TBR for June by Adam Caesar, and this was gifted to me by my lovely friend Amber. She used to have a YouTube channel, but now she's got a Bookstagram account that she's very active on, so check her out. I will link her Instagram below. She is really wonderful, and she's such a sweet person. So thank you so much for gifting this to me, Amber, and by the way, this should go great with my slasher theme. It's kind of about cannibals, and it just seems like it's a perfect summer read. Since I'm trying to kind of do a slasher theme all month long and not just at the beginning, I think I could fit this in near the end of the month. It's kind of short, so hopefully I could fit this in. I just think it'll be very thematic and a good bloody time. So here we are, the Totem, the Tribesmen, Star Trek, Planet X, well, actually, Star Trek The Next Generation and X-Men Planet X, that's the full thing, and it only happens in the movies. Very diverse group of books, very random, and I'm excited. That's what the game is all about. Picking out random stuff that I wouldn't have chosen within the same month. Will I get to them all? It's doubtful, honestly, but we will see. If I don't, I'll just spin the wheel again and have to fulfill another prompt, and I'll put these back if I don't get to any of them. Alright, guys, woohoo! Yes, the game came through! Alright guys, that is my TBR. I hope you enjoyed watching me show you the books that I'm planning on reading in June. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I love slashers. They're a lot of fun. I'm also going to be watching some slashers as I read the slashers. Not only in the beginning of the month, I'll probably stretch out the viewing experience to last the whole month. And I'm really pumped and jazzed about it, so I should have brought a fake knife so I can go on like and I don't know, done a weird dance or something. That would have been a little dangerous, but hey, whatevs. It is what it is. I don't know why I say that so much, I just do. It is me. I have no idea what is wrong with me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending your time watching my videos. You guys know it means the world to me. I love interacting with you guys. Are you planning to read slashers in June? What is your favorite slasher you've ever read? Have you read any of the slashers I talked about today? Have you read any of the other books I talked about today? Let me know by commenting below. I love hearing from you guys. I am so behind on comments. Trust me, I love your comments. I see them. I read them. I just have not responded yet, and I have to spend some serious time going back and doing that. But I truly love your comments, and thank you guys so much who have left comments over the last couple of months. I appreciate you guys so much. Alright guys, but for this time, that is it for me. Till next time, guys, you know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Bye, guys.